Are we live? Water God TV, y'all know how we do. Always pushing health, wealth, better understanding the self, and giving praises to the Most High. So, in this video, y'all know I always started off with Dawhart Perry. Just to let everybody know, I got a lot of new subscribers. So, just to let everybody know how we are exposing the treason that's done on the culture. Right? I'm going to go over, today, I'm going to go over a little bit of DJ Academics, Trump. But first, this is how we started off. Let's get to it. Here a little bit of how the culture got infiltrated. Check it out.
I have to understand why they did what they did, but I'm not even gonna go off into that psychological hoo-ha. What I'm gonna say is, when you become just as bad as the people that you go after, then there's nothing gained and a whole lot lost.
I'm Top View Product Avatar.
You also were active in the infiltration of many cultural groups. Before we go into that step by step, how much research and study did the FBI engage in of Black culture in the late 60s?
A great amount.
Give me an idea.
From the thing is, I can. They have a file on every type of magazine.
Salute, man. Salute
The blacks read. They have a file on the music, dance, theater, actors, comedians, you name it, man.
And they would actually study these
different. Oh yes, definitely.
What would they do with music?
What's good, family? What's good?
To understand the people, you have to understand the culture. To infiltrate, you have to understand.
Man, we here.
You had a lot of so-called white liberals that were infiltrating the so-called black groups, using the information that they had gathered from the studies of blacks.
You mean just to understand the behavior pattern of our people?
Oh yeah, I can. Will Heaton could name out some jams of Miles Davis that I hadn't even heard of. He could name off some books that I hadn't even read pertaining to black culture.
Do you ever see agents actually studying the music of?
Yes. I've seen them going over even video portion of cultural events. The understanding, like when, you have an organization like Leroy Jones Black House. You remember that? Okay, Leroy.
So I just go into this every video, y'all, just to let everybody know what's been going on so they can open their mind when they understand the conditions that the music industry, the prison system, everything we got going on. Shout out to Dave Young, Kenton Glover, FBA Freedom. Praises to the FBA ancestors. Salute to you, brother. Appreciate you, man. So we got all the information of showing how, things were so corrupted in the 60s. That's how Malcolm X died. Martin Luther King died. Black Panther Party got infiltrated. And now, I don't think it was ever a time where we had control because of the 60s. Like, what happened after this point? After what Dawhart Perry is explaining to us, right? What happened after that? The crack era. This was in the 60s, the 70s happened. I'm saying, like, what could we say why this isn't still infiltrated today? Even from the beginning of hip hop, in my opinion. I want to know what y'all think too, but I like to always start this out. I'm gonna play this out, man. I want to get y'all idea because this is everything right here. So I'm only gonna play 5 more minutes.
Which was done on the thing of tribalism. I that's where I first heard the word Kintu, Mantu, Huntu, Hintu. These words of the African continuum. I learned that from an agent. He ran it down. The
lines open too.
They make in-depth studies of the personalities of the people they're dealing with too, culturally. It always helps it's a thing of you can take their culture and use it against them.
How large would you say?
This is what we got going on right now. Let me repeat, so people can understand what he just said, so we can really focus on
These words, the African continuum. I learned that from an agent. He ran it down to me. They make in-depth studies of the personalities of the people they're dealing with too, culturally. It always helps it's a thing of you can take their culture and use it against them.
How large?
So that's where we at with this, man. We steady pushing the fight. They using the culture against us. That's how we got to look at everything that's going on. Music, everything, our lineage, our ancestors. They're using it against us. So now we got that the immigration, we got DJ Academics. I'm gonna cover them stories. But some financial strategies. It was some brothers coming up with some good giving out some names, but Dr. Claude Anderson is pretty much what I feel like is the best person that we need to get the information from. I play him at every end of my videos. We lost a part of the culture of staying on code because of the influx of immigrants whose children undermine us, hence the tether. Right? So yeah, that, and I'm gonna go into that. And with the immigration, I'm glad to see that we getting a lot of the immigration out, but we still gonna have to do some things too for financial structure. I think the things that Dr. Clark Anderson is kicking out, I think it's something that we got to put on. But yeah, I agree with you, Kenton, for real. The immigrants is being used against us as well. So it's like they got the military, the army. It's like they got a bunch of branches that's just against us. Now, I want to show y'all this. What Trump got going on. Actually boarding.
Tonight, a dramatic escalation of President Trump's illegal immigration crackdown. The first of 1,500 extra troops touching down in El Paso, Texas to support border security. And for the first time, migrants being deported not on chartered flights like before, but on military aircraft. 2 flights landing this morning in Guatemala.
We're getting the bad, hard criminals out. These are murderers. These are people that have been as bad as you get.
After a record 10 million illegal border crossings over the past 4 years, ICE now ramping up roundups of undocumented immigrants, making 538 arrests yesterday across the country, doubling its daily average in September. Cities including San Francisco, Salt Lake City, and Atlanta. In Newark, New Jersey, this surveillance video appears to show ICE agents making arrests. City officials and immigrant advocates say ICE agents raided this local business, arresting 3 undocumented immigrants and briefly detaining an American citizen, a military veteran, while they asked him for documentation.
They were scrambling up delivery ramps. They were banging down bathroom doors to make sure no one was hiding inside.
ICE doesn't call them raids, but targeted enforcement operations, adding agents sometimes encounter U.S. citizens while conducting field work and may request identification.
Do you plan to use city resources to impede ICE?
We're not going to participate in what we think is unlawful.
Newark's Democratic Mayor Ras Baraka telling us late today there were 2 more operations in his city where more than a third.
Now, y'all got to think, they got some people that's trying to stop them. Like, they actually getting in the way. I appreciate you, brother. Detroit, support you. Appreciate that, man. They got people in certain cities that are getting in the way, and they trying to stop ICE from doing their job. Like, what are y'all doing, bro? Y'all go sit down somewhere. You can't go to any other country illegally and go in there and just walk around and try to rob people and think everything is cool. You won't be able to do that. But my point is, there are people that's actually trying to block people from them getting deported to their country, to their homeland. Let me let it rock.
third of the population was born outside the U.S.
Donald Trump won this election.
should
What
get
would you
locked
say to
up.
Trump supporters who are watching this and saying, that's what we voted for?
They're wrong. I would say you're wrong. You were wrong then, and you're wrong now.
Meanwhile, according to this internal memo obtained by NBC News, the Trump
That's a
administration
tiny
is
piece of love.
reversing another Biden border policy, allowing ICE officials to quickly deport migrants who were legally allowed into the country temporarily under the Biden administration. Back in El Paso, Daniel de la Cruz lives just blocks from the border and praises President Trump for keeping his
open up the
campaign
lines
promise
in a
on
minute, y'all.
deportations.
America needs to take care of the American
This is Leroy
people.
Brown,
I'm glad that
aka
Trump is in office, implementing the law.
Meantime, Dan, you have some new reporting about Mexico's role in all this.
Yes, Lester, two U.S. defense officials tell NBC News that Mexico denied access to a U.S. military deportation plane on Thursday. As we mentioned, two planes landed in Guatemala today. Meanwhile, here in Newark, the mayor says that he expects more deportations over the next few days. Lester?
President Trump today touring damage and hearing from displaced residents in parts of North Carolina ravaged by Hurricane Helene 4 months ago.
I totally feel like that we have been forgotten.
The president, alongside the first lady, again complaining that FEMA's response.
Okay, I started, y'all. I heard some information from we interrupt this program. So he put ICE air operations. Now I am already in the money with the March 21 buy call options on Boeing and Lockheed Martin FBA. I'm so glad you said this. I had an option on SoFi and it went to $18. I made good money on it. We're going to have to start. I appreciate you putting that in there. We interrupt this program, but we're going to have to start talking about money. We're going to have a day that we talking about the news and how it affects it and money. And I think it's good to pass on that information, but I appreciate that. Get these people up out of here. Shout out to We Interrupt This program. That's a good. I'm going to be looking into that. Monday morning is definitely. Trump got the stocks going crazy. I was going to get into that a little later so we can keep our mind open on getting some money as well. Let's let this immigration play and we're going to get to some money talk. Let's get it.
This has been too slow.
Unfortunately, our government failed you, but it wasn't the Trump government. It was a government run by Biden.
And floating a potentially dramatic move, eliminating FEMA entirely.
I think, frankly, FEMA's not good. FEMA's turned out to be a disaster. I think we're going to recommend that FEMA go away.
Instead, proposing the White House send disaster relief directly to states and give governors more control. But a president does not have the power to shut down FEMA and would need Congress to give him the authority to remake or get rid of any agency. FEMA's defenders argue the federal government supports states and has a breadth of expertise and resources to respond that most states do not have. A top Democrat tonight panning the proposal.
I mean, if there's one reason we're one nation under God, it's to deal with disasters. So no, we shouldn't get rid of them.
Meanwhile, the president just landing in LA to visit the wildfire zone there, greeted by Governor Gavin Newsom on the tarmac.
He's saying, no, we shouldn't get rid of them. You know, I'm kind of thinking they want them votes or something. How the heck would you not want to get people that's just coming to the country illegally to where they came from? You just want to just have an open border? That's just crazy to me that he would even say something like that. Like what is that money looking like on your end? The reason why you want him here so bad.
After repeatedly attacking California's Democratic leaders over the state's response to the disaster, and hours after detailing a pair of demands before he will offer more federal aid to the state.
I want to see two things in Los Angeles: voter ID, so that the people have a chance to vote, and I want to see the water be released and come down into Los Angeles and throughout the state.
Newsom's office.
Okay, hold on. We had to interrupt this program. So far, hold on. Yeah, the government is the worst. Shout out to the specialists. I got that number. Y'all can call in if y'all want. SoFi Stadium Super Bowl 2027. Is that the name of the stadium in 2027? Maybe I need to hold SoFi a little longer. I just got out of it. Y'all, if y'all don't know, we talking about stocks and options. Trump got the since we've known that Trump was going to be the president, stocks and crypto have been going crazy. I've made good money since he became president. I tell you that much. Cheap labor and votes. That's what they want. Okay. All right, let's let Trump finish up.
Office says other states don't require voter ID, and California pumps as much water now as it could under Trump's first-term policies, writing conditioning aid for American citizens is wrong. All of it with a final Senate confirmation vote expected tonight on Pentagon pick Pete Hegseth. Earlier, an NBC News review of records from Hegseth's divorce from his second wife, Samantha, includes a court-ordered agreement precluding either of them from saying anything publicly that would disparage the other. Since her ex-husband's nomination, Samantha has commented publicly about him only once in response to a request from NBC News for comment on an affidavit by his former sister-in-law, Danielle Hegseth. Samantha told NBC News, "There was no physical abuse in my marriage."
And Peter, let's turn back to FEMA for a moment. The president is moving forward with his plan to eventually overhaul it.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Lester. A White House official tells me tonight that the president is signing an executive order that will establish a task force to review and provide some of its suggestions to Donald Trump about what to do with the Emergency Management Agency.
Thanks for watching.
Okay. That's crazy. We getting them out of here. Yeah, crypto is looking good right now. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it's good to be in there. I got a call from one of my cousin. I was talking to him, and it was like 3 years ago. I was telling everybody in the hood about crypto and Bitcoin, and now they laughed at me. But now they like, yeah, I remember you. Cheap labor for corporations. You're right. Can do a lot of stuff and make a lot of extra money with a whole bunch of people. It's crazy that we got corrupt people at the top. It's corrupted at the top. Which one of these guys in the trunk cabin is the most brutal? Yeah, I'm just looking to see what kind of moves they make. And I've been hearing stuff on the internet, but this immigration has pretty much been the most significant to me. But I'm hearing a lot of other executive orders that I haven't indulged into yet. But I was saying that earlier. I was like, yo, I don't even think we benefited. Like I said this before. I don't think nothing has worked. You can't name me a system. You can't name me an organization. I don't think everything is being controlled. It's like it's kind of like how BET is. It's like it was so, we had our stuff, but I don't think nothing is working. In my opinion. It's probably a program out there that's probably working, but it's probably somebody taking advantage of it as well. So it's like Michael Smith, I don't get why we don't find ways to invest in Africa. We have a whole continent to ourselves. No, they run Africa, bro. Different parts of the country, different countries run Africa. Did you hear about what the prince and the princess said when they was like exposing how like they got pieces of Africa now? We would have to take it back over. Probably got to go to war on it, but they even got Chinese people out there mining and got people, I think we would have to fight for it. I don't think we could go there and set up shop. But it's people saying right here, we got land stolen. Like people think that we were just brought here, or this ain't connected to Africa, or this isn't a prime real estate land that people have. But this is a piece of land that your people had too, even Mexico. Yeah, Mexico was from black people. North America is like you cannot I'm indigenous here. Right. That's what a lot of people don't think that. They don't think that we are indigenous here. And we are indigenous here, bro. There are people that have been here, that have been migrated. Everybody came from Africa. People from China came from Africa. People from everywhere came from Africa. But at some point, you had ancestors that already traveled and already conquered pieces of land around the world. It's that oil here. Yeah, we got that oil here for sure. But they tricked us, and now they even tried to trick people in leaving, and that's why our town's getting burned down, is because we're not understanding that, we had land here and we got to fight for it. That's uranium here. Oil and uranium is here. Pain is the ultimate tether. Pain is the ultimate tether? Who is pain? Y'all want to get into that, DJ Academics? I mean, it's already so much sick. Pain is the ultimate tether. I don't know who pain is, bro. I sure want to open up the lines for y'all, though. Latin Pain on YouTube. Oh, Latin Pain. Every time they dig here on these lands, who do they find? Us. Yeah. All we got is us. We ain't got no friends. We got to look out for each other. Truth, some of us was already here. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, they do occupy that. And they put certain black people in there, y'all. It's the same thing. Like I'm telling you guys, it's gang life into these corporate positions that these fraternities and these sororities, these people got these positions on lock. It's hard for you to get somebody, a black person that's not affiliated with any of these organizations, gangs on the back end is hard to find. So we thinking that, okay, we looking at skin color and we looking at them talk about a little civil rights or something like this, and we'll think they fighting for us, but they're not fighting for us. They got a whole nother agenda. The denial of our people being indigenous to North America is crazy. Yeah. Because they sold the story so hard. Like brother came over here like, man, we got to go to Africa. It's like they pushing so much, bro, to try to disinform us to knowing that right here, we was already wealthy. We already had a lot. The Mayan family. It's a lot of history in America that they don't want us to know about. Shout out to the channel. I appreciate you, man. For real. Yes, a lot of stuff they don't want us to know about. And it's a channel, ABTV. He goes over a lot of this, and he says that Egypt is America. They try to make you think that, the things that was in Egypt was the first, but it was actually, foundations right here in America, the Mississippi River. It was like everything lined up that they tried to switch onto what they was talking about. So straight up. So yeah, we already was here. Even Mexico. It's people in Mexico that just said that we was indigenous to their land. So when people thinking like go back, oh, we got in Africa, it's like, bruh, you don't know how much land that we done already. We was already the ones who conquered. We are not genetic Africans. Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand where you're coming from. Why who they call indigenous are on reservations and we are not in the, because they robbed us again. It's kind of just how like the Mexican people are in Mexico and they don't talk about the indigenous black people in Mexico. They immigrate people and they put them in positions and they blackball us out. So just like these people coming into the country, it's like now they're the Indians, or they'll put somebody else that look like and take our spot. So identity theft, their identity, their identity stealing from them. But we know that it's facts that they infiltrated the culture. They turned the culture around against us. So when y'all see these celebrities be saying weird stuff, they're using them with their leverage, with money. Generics, Africans. I'm going to play y'all this. Show y'all this real quick. Indigenous. Indigenous. The Black Seminoles. I wanted to show y'all this though. Indigenous blacks in America. Check out some of that.
When you cross the bridge to Sea Island, you found a way.
Dang Kelly. I bet y'all was supposed to turn it off. Yeah, I got the lines open, man.
Since the late 1630s, the people of color in America have been struggling with the actual account of their true identities.
Dang,
After
Callaway
being
don't be
labeled
all
a
the way
race of
right.
people under certain classifications based upon skin hue, the complexity of learning their background,
Native
heritage,
American
and culture
birthright
was relied upon the Western European settlers that won the hundreds of war invasions that took.
So you saying that Trump questions? That's crazy. I didn't hear about that, but that's interesting. Yeah, because think about it. In Russia right now, they're exposing that the indigenous people were black. Now you got Mexico saying their indigenous people is black. So it's like, I just seen a video of the Philippines. You got black people in the Philippines, like literally still living there. They don't even really speak the language like that. So all I'm saying is, it's a lot of indigenous people everywhere that was the first people there that need to get but that's crazy. That'll be good, because that's how we looking at it. We looking at it like it was some fraud done there into the natives for them to even
took place immediately in the year 1492 and beyond. The inability of governments of America and Europe to come to grips with their dark past and allow the Aborigines, who are natives to the land of America, as well as the descendants of everyone else involved, the healing required to move forward is not only a denial of basic human rights, but a telltale sign of the type of current racism, economic neglect, and mistreatment that will surely come to light during this generation of life. The threads of these ancient cultures of the Aborigine people, having existed here for tens of thousands of years prior to the arrival of the Europeans, must be preserved, strengthened, and woven back into a quilt that tells the unique story of not only their past, but of their bright future as well. The reasons for this runs much deeper than one may assume. One reason being, we have thousands of ancient history records, artifacts, tombstones, and hieroglyphics, etc., all in Africa. But to really put the full puzzle together, one must learn the facts of the actual accounts of the Aborigines of America, because they are the direct ancestors of the now called African Americans. In today's America, we are witnessing the now called Native Americans battle against the federal government over the Dakota Pipeline. They're protesting because of the government's approval of this pipeline forces the removal of hundreds of their ancestors' respectful and sacred cemeteries from the land. But actions like this are not uncommon by the federal government. In fact, the immigration of native Indians of this land started in 1492, and one untold example of that took place in the year of 1838. At that time, the federal government began forced removal of any Cherokee Indian and or Creek Indian families who had neither applied for state citizenship nor moved to their newly established Indian territory in the state of Oklahoma on their own. Crude stockades were constructed to temporarily contain captured Creek and Cherokee families until they could be quickly relocated outside of the state of Georgia. One of those stockades was on the Etowah River near Canton in Cherokee County, Georgia. Nearly all Cherokee family cemeteries have been removed by late 1839, except for a couple, due to the fact that there were very few Cherokees in Cobb County, Georgia, that actually went on the Trail of Tears. A large cemetery of Indian slaves, or rather Aborigine people of America, located in Marietta, Georgia, that dates from approximately 1812 to the 1880s, has not been removed, and it's very essential to the history of the Aborigines. I personally asked a few of my good military friends to ask any ranking soldier, preferably someone of Aborigine descent, to go to this location for me and record what it actually looks like, due to the fact that it's gated up and it's off limits to the public for obvious reasons.
So some of the people that's been working here for a while, they informed me this morning that there was an actual cemetery on base where slaves were buried. And I'm like, what? Like, seriously, if there's a cemetery where slaves were buried that we could go and visit? So I was like, you gotta take me. You have to take me. So I'm out here right now, y'all, and I kind of want you guys to go on a journey with me. I'm going into the actual gate right now. Let me see if I can turn this around.
Check this out. I'm going to show you how I afforded this car. Okay, you ready? All right, 100.
So I'm going into the actual gate. They have it gated off right now. From what I heard, they've been trying to clear it and find more grave sites, but they need help in clearing it. You see, it's all covered in debris and just not manicured or anything like that right now. But they said where the red flags are, if you guys can see the red flags, that's where the actual people are buried that don't have tombstones. But some of these, y'all, look at this. This is crazy, y'all. Some of
Appreciate you, King Glover, for real.
have tombstones. I'm going to show you guys right now. This is crazy. So this is the first one, guys. I think the name is Annie Robinson, and she was born in 1823, died December 17, 1892. This is such an amazing, anybody that knows me knows I'm extremely happy right now, because this is rare. This is a part of our history, our culture.
So as y'all see there, we got people that was indigenous here that they, hide the history. They want to Africanize us so bad. And they don't want to tell us no history about how America and Mexico was. It's big history with the Mayan family. It's a lot of history over here too. It was pyramids. It was high tech, just like that. But they don't even want to talk about that for some reason. They look like they do because of Europe infiltration. They like they do because of European infiltration. My great grandmother said she was Cherokee. Yep. Noble true ally was a descendant of Cherokee Nation located in the Carolinas. Yeah. Would search your family history. Yeah, mine lead to the Cherokee Indian tribes as well. So, yeah, it's a lot of us that are But definitely that's something that we got to. But my grandma told me that Cherokee Indian lineage, so I can't. It's like I already she said it out of her mouth, and she was firm on her culture. So I know that she wouldn't just, even though when I met her she was real older, but she still knew where she came from, where her parents came from. But and I like the money talk. Don J all facts for real. Gotta do that. Gotta search your family history. Cause there's probably a lot of money in it too. You probably got some land that was taken, and you probably can get your land back for the people. But all money in. On my grandmother's side of the family is indigenous from Tallahassee, Florida. Yeah, it's a lot of Florida was the first state that had a all black town. Well, I mean, since they came in, Cherokee on my side. Cherokee on my side, on my mom's side, yeah. Yeah, but it's a lot of people that was indigenous here in the South. I think they said it like I seen a map where they were saying like the South was like one state and it had like the West and it was like up north. But it was something that was called before the Spain had it, before it was called Florida, all of that was called something else. Somebody probably know it in the chat if y'all do say it. It was like I forget the name of it though. But it had different names than when the Spain captured Florida. But that was before we was going to wars. Black people was going to war with them with different nations for trying to get pieces of yeah, but before Florida belonged to Spain, it was called something else. I forget the name of it. Grandfather's side is from Freedman from Raleigh, North Carolina. Okay. Yeah, that's North Carolina is where a lot of Florida and North Carolina to say that your peoples are from there, it's a lot of rich history and especially with black towns. You had Rosewood. I forget the name of the black town in North Carolina. Or was it in Charleston? But those were one of the two biggest besides Tulsa. North Carolina had a big one. Florida had a big one. But there were a lot of them all across the world. Noble Drew Ally was the founder of the Moorish Science Temple in America. Okay. So they got all the history. That means they know all of the people who was here. Before it was called Florida, the area was called Bimini. Spanish for Juan Ponce. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Appreciate that, for real. It's a lot of them in North Carolina, Cameron Village, Raleigh, yeah. Freedmen's are a large population. Yeah, it is. It's like John C. Hopewell, I think his name was. He preached to freedmen's. Wow, so Florida was called something, yeah. Was then La Florida. But in the chat, y'all be on point with knowing this stuff. But that's crazy. 1513. So like before all of then we was doing, we was in control of the US back then. Before that 1513. We was on the immigration. I'm a play a little bit more of that. Let's see.
And we have to learn about this stuff. We have to know about this stuff. We have to know where we came from. This one right here, this person was born April 20th, 1891. I can't make out the name. Last name is definitely Moore, though. I can make that out. It looks as if it's two people, somebody and Rosa Moore. So I'm not. Let me see if I can go a little further back for you guys. Like I'm actually standing on the grounds in the cemetery, walking around. Look at this one back here, making his own video.
Mm-hmm.
This is like absolutely amazing. Did you find anything else? Is it? I'm on my way. Oh gosh, y'all should see what I'm walking through right now. Like this is crazy. Oh gosh. Oh, y'all, if I fall, oh shoot, please don't laugh at me if I fall, y'all. But
gotta be from the South.
You all right? What'd you find? Uh-huh. Oh, great. So look, all these red flags, y'all, are where people were actually, where our ancestors are actually buried. So this tombstone right here is kind of leaning a little bit. Let me see if I can push it. Oh, Lord. Push it up so you guys can. Rebecca Bedford. And she was born May 11th, 1868 and died December 20th, 1908.
Salute,
and it just has
T-Beezy.
our mother on that one.
Appreciate you for tapping in.
It's a few more, back here. But this whole area, if you guys, I don't know if you can see like one of my co-workers back there. He said the graves go as far as back as he is right now. And oh my God, I'm just overly excited right now. I really need to calm this thing down. And we really need to get this cleaned up. I don't know who owns our installation. That's probably something I need to find out. Or I heard that there was a team that come out here and they're trying to put a team together to come help take care of this, because this is something that should be cherished and cleaned up. And oh my God. So this lady, Miss Jackson, was born April 17, 1930. Let me just put that out there. That's one day before my birthday. Let me see what her said. Faithful until death.
This is no longer a secret. These are our ancestors.
All right, y'all. So there y'all go. Our ancestors that was already here. Why is there a military base surrounding the grave site? Man, it's the same way with the urban communities. They'll put them in areas that it's like they're being environmental racist. My family lineage is from Oklahoma. Yeah. There are even people that they went to the West. They said they migrated out there to the West. They even came from the South. People that's like went to California and stuff like that. They migrated and went out West. But yeah, we got to stand on business. We have to stand on business. Put the number in the chat for y'all. But what y'all think about what Trump has been doing? The only thing I've been noticing is with the immigration. I've been hearing about Willie D been saying all of this, but that's the only person I'm hearing saying them stories. But everybody else, I'm not hearing them saying that. But I do want to tap y'all into what Sabby Sal said. Y'all check this out. You gotta tap into FBA. And I don't do all money in, y'all. That mean we tap into FBA. Hold on. I don't even have this up for y'all. My bad. I thought it was playing, but it wasn't. Hold on, let me get the Sabby Sab for you.
I'm using a CGM and I don't have diabetes. Here's why. I wanted to lose weight, but in a healthy way at a sustainable pace.
In the manifesto, or he's supposedly named in the manifesto, is Candace Owens. Let's go ahead and get into this. And it's really crazy how school shootings have just become normalized in this country. Very crazy. We're in troubling times.
Still unanswered tonight. Who, if anyone,
Ain't
knew
none of the
about Henderson's
programs
plan?
working, bro.
The manifesto does mention someone helping him write part of it. And Jared Holt, you just saw there, says extremists in online communities identified him as the shooter before police did. Again, as we've mentioned, the teen shooter left behind a lengthy diary, giving even more insight into his thoughts leading up to the shooting. Now News Channel 5 investigates reporter Levi Ismail went through page by page and tells us what he found.
It's the first 4 words of a more than 288-page diary, but it sets the tone for everything you read after. Those words, quote, "I'm burning with hate." From October of last year to the day he carried out his attack at Antioch High School, 17-year-old Solomon Henderson filled these pages with graphic images, Nazi symbols.
Now, remember when I went over y'all of how the Martin Luther King, I don't know if y'all watched that video. And the killer of Martin Luther King mother, it was like how they were presenting it. He was a Hebrew Israelite, all of this stuff, the whole story. I was just scratching my head like something ain't right. When I'm hearing this story, something ain't right. It just something don't seem right to me, how they marking it and what they saying. But I want to know if y'all pick up on it. Let me know in the
and plans to carry out an attack. Henderson.
Pause. So if this is the case, this is someone who was anti-black, someone that didn't like their self, right? I was very surprised when I saw the picture of the shooter because for, those of you that don't know, we don't really do this.
We don't. But like I told y'all, we could get infiltrated. We are infiltrated. I showed the video in this live. We have been infiltrated. So how they use black people, we don't even know. We just look and see who do it, and we like, dang, that's weird, bro. We don't even get down like that. It's something going on, and we don't have no clue.
Black people, we don't really get down like that. So I was very surprised when I saw that. Very young, but apparently did not like himself. Supposedly. Remember, he's not alive to tell a story. Let's listen to a little bit more.
Obsessed over mass killers around the world and declared that he too intends on doing something to kill at least 10 people. But how does this young man go from active high school student to active shooter?
If we just look at it broadly, a lot of people that have carried out these sort of acts have felt othered.
Lauren Ruth Martin is a licensed therapist with novel counseling in Franklin.
We could go, scientifically for a minute. Our brains aren't fully developed when we're 17. Our brains are actually on fire. And so not a lot makes sense, and decision-making is altered.
Martin.
Bro, I thought they was going to say this man was FBA and he claimed FBA. I promise you, when I heard all of the stuff, I was like, yo, they may say that this man was just FBA. Just like how they did with Martin Luther King mom. And I brought in the MK Ultra where they can have mind control over people. This was a war weapon, and they could, this was done this was research that was happening in the 1950s.
Martin says this is not about trying to humanize someone responsible for committing a horrible crime, but
Pause here for a second. Thank you, La Senora. It's called Antaka, not Antioch. Okay. There was a church my mom used to go to called Antioch, and it was spelled that way. So that's why I thought it was Antioch. Sorry. Thank you. Click says, hold up, something isn't right here. Yeah. This one's a little, I don't know. It's a little weird to me. And again, of course, he's not alive, so we'll never know, but it looked like he had a military uniform on. He was in high school, so I'm assuming maybe he was a part of ROTC. Very young.
Plant, man.
I just don't understand this at all. Part of me wonders, was it a mental health issue? I don't know. I don't understand it. But the part that's really weird to me is him naming Candace Owens. That's the part to me that's really weird.
understanding how we got here. Henderson, by his own admission, fought with his parents and even wrote in his diary about killing them at one point. Struggles with his self-image and resentment over minorities were only amplified once Henderson found community and a sense of belonging with white supremacy groups online.
My name is Alfonso, and I got Botox Cosmetic for the first time. The lines that I was concerned the most about were...
So, see, this is why anti-blackness is not good.
Exactly.
Right? But it still seems weird to me that he would go to that level of it. The story to me just never made any sense. Like, and this is why I didn't cover it the other day, because I was like, let me look into this a little bit more. It seems weird, right? And don't get me wrong, there are people who do hate themselves. Like, there are people who do hate their own race. Like, that is a thing. You can find Black people that don't like Black people, right? But he went to the extent of apparently joining like white supremacist chat groups as well.
It's a perfect storm. And online communities, you can also access those in a private way. You get to be the person that you want to project out there online without anybody truly questioning it.
Henderson often wrote things like, quote, "I wish I was white," self-hating.
They mind control that kid, bro. Listen, I don't care what you like. Ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way.
N-word award goes to with a picture of his eyes.
If we just focus on that idea of being uncomfortable in your own skin, can you imagine how helpless that must feel? Because you literally can't change that.
Another photo appeared to show Henderson in whiteface, but all while this self-hatred is happening, Henderson continues to plan out his attack. He details instructions on how to make bombs and even bought supplies. He then wrote that it made sense to attack during lunch and specifically made note of days when he expected there to be more people of color around.
So he wanted to go after other people of color. My question is, where did the hate come from? Where are the parents? They said he hated his parents. Why? Where does he get that from? I mean, this isn't something, listen, a child isn't born that way. You know, a child isn't, I feel like that is learned behavior. So where did that come from?
Call in.
You know what Michael Jackson said? Michael Jackson said that his father used to tell him, God, you have such a big, ugly nose. Michael Jackson said that in an interview. And apparently that must have stuck with Michael Jackson pretty much his whole life, because he continued to have like plastic surgery, that type of thing. So why did he hate his parents? What did the parents do? How were the parents? How did they treat him? Does everybody get what I'm getting at?
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't
You're
never
right.
hear a 15-year-old.
PB World said MJ's dad was toxic. He was.
That's right, bro.
Like, so where does it come from? Angelique, there are quite a few POC Black people with self-hate problems, so this doesn't surprise me. I don't know any of them.
Right, now they want to make it seem like we got issues.
Just days before the shooting, Henderson began to spiral. He wrote, "I'm slipping," and talked about being nervous, scared, and excited at the same time. Henderson posted a final selfie with the caption, 4 hours to go.
And of course, we know what he went on to do there, right? He went in and killed, I think there's 2 kids that are now dead. This whole thing to me, and I still ask, like, at that age, was this a mental health issue, right? Was it depression? Was it anxiety? We don't know. We may never know, right? But what's weird by this, the way that this narrative kind of played out is kind of strange to me, because this part right here, Nashville shooter manifesto reveals he was inspired by Hitler and Candace Owens. And there's others that are mentioned as well. The Nashville school shooter allegedly wrote that his warped ideology was inspired by Candace Owens before he opened fire on 2 classmates and turned the gun on himself. So he fatally shot Jocelyn Correa Escalante, 16, and injured another student before taking his own life. And it talks about the horror inside the school. Much of the writing center on the gunman being ashamed to be Black and praise the work of Hitler and Nazis. Under one section headed, "Is there particular groups or people that radicalize you the most?" Political commentator Owens is name checked alongside far-right influencer Nick Fuentes and YouTuber Mr. Beast. So this is a weird combo here. I mean, Mr. Beast doesn't do the same type of content that Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes does. So very weird there. A little bit strange, right? Okay.
It's weird.
I don't know why he would have been interested in listening to Nick Fuentes. I just don't, I don't understand that. But the Candace Owens part is the part where some people may say, well,
in Tennessee,
maybe it's some of the things that Candace Owens said about Black people that appealed to him. Maybe. It says Candace Owens has influenced me above all. Each time she spoke, I was stunned by her insights and her own views, helped push me further and further into the belief of violence over the Jewish question. The manifesto reads, and this is where I have questions, right? And Candace did respond to this. I'll show you this as well. See this part right here? Okay. So we'll come back.
This is what Ivy League universities you can get into with a 3.6
what happened is they'll
GPA.
kill one of our leaders like
with a
that.
4.0 plus GPA get
I've
rejected
ever
from
seen
universities
anything
like
like
Harvard, Stanford, and other
crazy,
top
right?
10 universities. Your child
gotta-
needs these 3 key
tripping,
factors
yo.
to get.
It is truly sickening that people would use the death of a young 16-year-old girl to try to quickly score political points rather than to responsibly make sure that what they are sharing is accurate.
Now check this out, because I want y'all to know that I did a video about Martin Luther King, and I said the same thing, like, yo, it's too many political points into this assassination that's happening there. I can't believe it. It's the same kind of rhetoric as what we're watching with this. It's like all of the stuff that's going on, he was programmed by MK Ultra. And I said that with the guy with Martin Luther King mom got killed. It was like he was crazy. He didn't have any mental stability. And it was like he was a Hebrew Israelite. You know, it was kind of similar to this same situation right now. So it's funny. I don't know if any of y'all watch my video, but it seems like the same.
Just listen to this. Regarding the
scenario,
alleged
in my
manifesto, it is an obvious troll. How can you tell? Because the deranged individual plagiarized the exact same language from the Christchurch, New Zealand manifesto. combined with other manifestos and writings
Mama
freely
Deb.
available on the web. In essence, it is a plagiarized document. So you guys see this? It would take 4 seconds of adult thinking and or journalistic integrity to recognize this is a troll. On your left, you'll see the language from the alleged Christchurch manifesto from 2019. On your right, you'll see the leaked manifesto circulating today. So I'll come back to what she said here in a second. I just wanted to show you so you can see what she's talking about. So this is from the Christchurch. Yes, the person that has influenced me above all was Candace Owens. Each time she spoke, I was stunned by her insights, and her own views helped push me further and further into the belief of violence over meekness. That was the Christchurch shooter manifesto.
I don't believe this, bro.
And then here's the one that I just read to you briefly. Candace Owens have influenced me above all else. So do you see what's happening here? So here's my guess, and we'll come back to this and we'll go back to what Candace is saying here, right? It feels very weird to me, and it seems like to me it is troll like. That's what it seems like to me, because why would you copy what someone else said unless you were trying to send some type of a message, or unless someone wanted you to send that type of a message? Remember, Candace Owens just recently got, not too long ago, just got the Anti-Semitism of the Year award. Remember that? But now I noticed something different about these two pieces. If you pay attention, the first one here from the Christchurch manifesto, it says, influenced me above all else, Candace Owens. Each time she spoke, I was stunned by her insights, her views, blah, blah, blah. And on his manifesto, it says, Candace Owens has influenced me above all. Each time she spoke, I was stunned by her views, helped push me further and further into the belief of violence over the.
So you know what this makes me think that where this came from? To see that they put her name in it, it has to be an enemy of Candace Owens, right? Couldn't we come to the agreement of that? Like, who was Candace Owens beefing with? That whoever she's beefing with is probably, who tried to put this out there. And it sounds like they trying to make it seem like, yeah, you're spewing this rhetoric and this hatred towards our people. I'm just saying, it sounds like them people got something to do with this, bro. In my opinion, let me know what y'all think in the chat. But it sounds a little bit like an enemy to me.
With the Jewish question. So you see this? Now they've added Jewish people to it. I don't see that in this part here from the Christchurch manifesto. It almost kind of seems like, and this is just my guess, it almost kind of seems like that part of the manifesto kind of seems like a little hit job there on Candace Owens. That's what it seems like. Seems kind of weird. And you don't have to like Candace Owens, but she has a point. Now, this part here, it says Owens is a right-wing commentator who has been accused of downplaying the Holocaust. You see where the narrative is going with this? She was previously denied a visa to enter Australia over her comments about Muslims, Jews, and her capacity to invite discord. Moments before Henderson struck, he posted chilling warnings about his plans, writing, "Today is a good day to die." So does everybody see what they just did there? Do you see how they went from, he said that she influenced him in the manifesto, to Candace has been downplaying the Holocaust and stuff like that? You see how they went along with that narrative? So it fits all together. It's packaged nice and neat. So just think about that. Think about how she's been attacked by Rabbi Shmuley, all these people that came after her. Think about that. Remember how Zionists came after Bree, to the point where Bree lost her job on The Hill Rising. It's called a coordinated effort. So we are not here to say that he did not kill those kids at the school. That is not what we're here to say. What we are here to say is the manifesto seems troll-like, obviously. And we also don't know who put him up to it.
The cloister at Sea Island
That's
is
how
a
I'm
home
looking at
away
stuff
from
now.
home.
I don't trust y'all media.
Questions have to be asked. And that's how I would say it. That's how I would say to look into this. It's also showing something else I want to bring to this part here. So they have a picture of Candace here. A manifesto believed to have been penned by Henderson states that he was inspired by Candace Owens. So you see what they're doing here. So, okie dokie. January 2025. How many of these incidents we have already, right? We're going into the new year. We have a new presidential administration. And then we have the attack in New Orleans, right? We see the New York Post reporter walk into his house and say, and there's the Quran right there, just left open, which apparently Muslims do not do. Just leave it open, wide open like that. So there was that. How convenient. They said that he had joined ISIS or whatever. There was that whole jazz. So, and they're like, oh no, there's going to be, here's another radicalized person of Islam. Right. Okay. Then you had the guy who apparently tried to blow up an APAC building or whatever in Florida that apparently had moved and wasn't at that location anymore. This is all in January. Now you got this manifesto here, which is all of a sudden saying, well, Candace Owens inspired me, and the dude's doing a not black kid doing like a Nazi. Come on.
Hey, Nikki P.
Just put all these things together, guys. Put all these things together. Come on, let's wake up. Let's wake up and see what's really happening.
Shout out to Nikki
It seems
P.
like there's a coordinated effort here to try to make it seem like there is an increase or a large increase of attacks on those who are Jewish and that they indeed are not safe in this country. That's what it seems like to me. Because Sabi was not born yesterday. And people still have a lot of sympathy for the Palestinian people. And that hasn't changed. So Israel has no other way to try to beat the narrative. So you see what's happening now, right? So to me, I don't know, man. Here's one of the girls that was killed. This is really just very sad. This country is so violent. And he did post on Blue Sky. I guess these were his last posts. He said, one said, today seems like a good day to die. Another one said, I thought someone had found out when I got called to the office, but it was just a probation officer. Another one says, we're good. Everything will be going scheduled. So that was all on the Blue Sky.
Bro. Unbelievable.
This part too. The writings also cite Kanye West and state that the gunman prepared for the shooting by playing violent video games and parroted parts of other famous killer manifestos. So of course, and now they bring up Kanye West, right? Right. So just put all the pieces together. Now all of a sudden,
Kanye.
Come on now. Regarding the alleged manifesto, it is an obvious troll. This is what Candace wrote. And then it goes on to say here, the Mr. Beast part to me doesn't make any sense. It says, it's also explained why this individual, despite numerous accounts, never followed me or Mr. Beast on any of his socials. We can get to that part here where Candace finishes up what she was saying. She said, that is how it is plausible that both me and Mr. Beast, who clearly do not share the same politics, wind up once again in a manifesto. It also explains why this individual, despite his numerous accounts, never followed me or Mr. Beast on any of his socials. This is a deranged troll that is at least in part due to the death of journalism. Copycats know that they can gain traction by just mentioning what they perceive to be big names because the media will push those names for clicks. I will have more to say on my show tomorrow as I copied all the relevant documents and social accounts. So do you see what has happened? This is why I was saying interesting, right? But a lot of people fell for it. A lot of people saw this and just fell for it. I'm like, come on, guys. You don't think this is weird? You don't think that this is strange? So once again, to me, it seems like a Zionist attack to try to, again, take down her. Kanye, who is mentioned as well. I mean, come on. This game is so old.
Straight up, we can see you through a mile away. Shout out to Sabby Sab. But y'all, I did that video on Dr. Martin Luther King and his mother got killed, and it seems like like the same scenario that I was talking about, man. Let me know if y'all feel that if you watch that video, bro. And I'm like, y'all saying so much. Like he was a Hebrew Israelite. He didn't like black people. It's like, huh? It just had me like, this don't seem right, bro. Like we not breeding people like that. So it's like now this came up. It's funny how this came up now. And they've been flagging my channel. People been saying they've been dropping comments. And it's been YouTube been saying that they can't even drop a comment for 2 days, some crazy stuff. But we got to start speaking up on this, y'all. They just playing us with these news articles like we crazy. When I look at news articles now and I'm reading stuff, I'm like seeing why you got to tell me this. Like, why are you even saying this? It's a reason why they say things and attach businesses and people. And this just seems like too much for a shooter. Somebody trying to off somebody, it's like, this is just too much, bro. He's a kid. What kid even know about Candace Owens, bro? What kid like, I don't believe this. It just don't even make that much sense to me. Like, what kid is on Hitler? These kids is trying to play a video game, or I don't see them just being this politically understanding everything. I don't see it. Yeah, man, I appreciate you, kitten. Straight up, that's the cash app. Now, that's just my opinion, but I want to know what y'all think, man. If y'all watch that video, is it a similar, am I crazy? Is this similar to me? I know Don J, I know you saying, yeah, it sounds like it's the same tactics that they used in 1974 and 2025. It's like the same thing is being done. But that much time, that's almost 50 years, bro, of them doing the same tactics. Probably done escalated it a lot more, but I'm so glad we got a lot of our people speaking up on this. Doesn't even make sense. How does he target people that looks like him and nothing to do with the religious beliefs of people? Yet this turns out to be a hit piece directed towards a religious group. Right. It's just like, a black person, I don't think act like that. And I said the same thing about when Dr. Martin Luther King mama got killed. It was like, what? Now you claiming crazy and you religious? It's like, I didn't believe that. But the MK Ultra, I think that the MK Ultra had to be being done. Family, stay on code and stay with the most high creator of the universe. Yeah. What I got off code a little bit, Nikki P had to tell me in the other video, she was like, you can't call them concentration camp. I called it a concentration camp on accident. But what happened? Angela, what I said, I try to make sure I'm always on code. The program just been updated, but it's been going on for a while. For real, family. It's like they doing different stuff now because ain't nothing new under the sun. We seeing the same things that happen. Yeah, we staying on code, man. We are staying on code. Appreciate that, Ken. Shout out to you, brother. But this is deep stuff, y'all. This is real deep stuff that a lot of people they don't catch this. They don't catch this at all. I'm with you. Shout out, Angela. I appreciate our support. Listen, that's what's pushing the needle. You know, just like I said, if I get something wrong, Nikki P told me you can't say concentration camp. That's what the Democrats saying. You know, sometimes we be on here trying to get the information. We got to make sure we talking to the people correct. So, but this is definitely flugazy. I wouldn't be surprised if they saying that this guy is FBA in the news, like later down in the line. Oh my gosh, he, you know, but I mean, they did say he was white supremacy group, but we got to look out that we got to look out for this, guys. Them trying to associate FBA to some sort of crime that happened, and now they labeling us radicalists, and you know, and I'm gonna still talk my stuff on YouTube, explaining it. I'm trying to get another site. It's right here, Nikki P, right here, Water God H2O. I appreciate you, but but yeah, guys, we gotta look for that, and I'm gonna be calling it out. So I'm waiting for them to even play with our name like that in lineage, because I be feeling like that's coming for some reason. Just to try to make us look like a radical group, because they already tried it with Fat Joe. These guys are radical. It's like they already trying to plant the seed. So it's nothing to get somebody that look like us to go do something stupid. Let me move this off so you can see. To do something stupid and we get caught up. So, man, we're going to keep pushing this. FBA delineate and just exposing the news, man. I appreciate y'all for supporting independent media, because it's millions of people that's not breaking it down how we breaking it down. And it's like they're looking at this guy, and I watch Willie D. He did it on this, and I'm listening to Willie D, and I'm like, Willie D, you missing it, bro. He calling out the black dude. He like, oh, this is a mutt. And I'm like, Willie D, you got to understand the games that's being played. They're putting us on the news and they saying all of this. You got to be able to understand history. That's why with the video that I did, it makes perfect sense. If you watch that video, you would be like, yeah, this seems similar. So that's all, man. I wanted y'all to look out for that. And we got to spread this message, because there's a lot of people still getting confused. They still just think it was just a crazy black person that don't know. And it's like, no, we need this narrative out there so people can think. But I didn't like that Willie D pushed that out. And he got 1 million people following him. And he pushed that message out, and it made it seem like everything that was in there was solid. And people told me I ain't want to jump out there, but I was like, dang, but people in my comments was like, yeah, man, I don't think Willie D be all the way there. But I ain't never seen nothing foul out of Willie D. But right then I was like, dang, Willie D, I didn't like how he covered that story. Yeah, like in New Orleans tragedy. Exactly. These tragedies, it's like, you know, what's the point of them? And we got to dig deep, because it's like 1 or 2 companies that really own the media, and we know what lineage that is that own the media. So we gotta, H2O at the end. But okay. Explain a little further. Interrupt this program. Thank you. Thank you, Nikki P. That was Nikisha. Yep, that's Nikki P. I appreciate you, Nikki P, for supporting. Cognitive dissonance. Explain more. We interrupt this program. I want to get what you mean. But that New Orleans tragedy did seem suspect, and they are like hiding a lot of stuff in there too. I'm gonna probably go over that when sometime this week. Thank you, Angela. But Willie D has been riding the Dems train lately. You know what? I've been saying that because somebody told me, and I've been seeing him. I'm like, bro, Willie D, Willie D acting a little different. I'm like, you know, he speak on stuff, but when he spoke on this, I was like, it didn't feel like the same Willie D. So I can understand how certain of our individuals and our leaders are being offered probably big money. Now, I ain't saying this is what Willie D. I don't want to spray Willie D name, but I can see how if you got a big influence and they want to come at you, and you already seen as solid in the community, you're worth more to them than somebody who already is being pointed out in the community. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if y'all think this guy's solid, he's more valuable to us because y'all feel like he's solid. One love to all my brothers and sisters in the chat tonight. For real. This is a deeper understanding of what's going on, man. And I need, with y'all help, because you guys point out a lot of things that make me see and I understand, but this chat is definitely deep. Definitely. So, but we interrupt this program, go into it a little bit more. Dissonance, cognitive dissonance. But we just got to protect the lineage and their name and make sure they don't tie anything and trying to say that it's FBA. That's what I'm really looking for. Because they did that with the Hebrew Israelites. The underlay for the overplay. The underlay for the overplay. Shout out to Status Boom. But we are doing our live tomorrow. The code for 2025 is unity and cooperation. Yeah. Gotta have unity. We're going over Dr. Claude Anderson tomorrow, Powernomics, and how our communities need to be set up and what we can do to make sure we have something in our communities that we could definitely hold on to. Social studies books would state that in the 1800s, millions of people traveled to the West, built railroads for trains, dams, and communities, bringing civilization. Okay. Yeah, we need that in the community. So you're saying cognitive dissonance, social studies book state, I get you. Yeah, so we going over Powernomics tomorrow, y'all, how to break down what we need for each community. And we're going to be definitely trying to get all the communities. Salute to my boy, Black Boy Wonder Uncut. I appreciate you. Yeah, we're going to be going over Powernomics, Dr. Claude Anderson. And we got to keep fighting, man. No matter if they flag your channel, they take me off YouTube. Y'all got to know that I got a Rumble account. So I'm trying to get everything set up. So if anything, they want to shut a channel down or anything, we still got where we can speak to each other, because it's not a lot of people talking like how I talk, how you got Black Alpha Network, Sabby Sab. It's like it's not a lot. So we got to make sure that we keep our FBAs who spitting the real and they going out saying this and not having no fear, because we don't work for these institutions. See, when you be working for Disney and these institutions and these big corporations, they'll tap you on your shoulder when you talking and on social media and stuff, and they'll be like, hey, look, man, you're saying too much stuff and it's, it's getting kind of crazy. So we don't want you. They'll silence you, bro. But people who they don't have to rely on these people could just really speak how they want to speak. You seen how Kanye West was saying all of that stuff and they took all his deals and he done made the money back. They say he done got the money back now, but it's important to be able to, be able to be free to say what you want, man, and just to be able to put this stuff out there. Erasing the history of people were seen as savages from the history books. Yeah. That's what's up, man. Yeah, shout out to Mama Dale, man. Man, I got a amazing every time y'all in the chat, man. It's like good synergy. Black Boy Wonder Uncut. Shout out to you. But shout out to Nikki P. Shout out to everybody, man. Y'all definitely make this chat be live. But he says this is why, hold on. You put this is why they can't critical race theory ban to erase white guilt for slavery. Yeah. That's what they do. Wish we could create our own platform like YouTube, created by us, owned by us, operated by us. If I had the IT, that's what I'm saying. It's still stuff that we could strive for, Nikki P, for real. Because once we got the unity, because it's like we got a lot of people, we just need the unity first. And I think that we're going to go that route. But I'm with you. I'm with you on that. But we can do it. We can most definitely do it. But we need the unity. So that's why we want to start meeting on here, talking and growing our family a lot bigger. It's crazy how powerful you can, with people. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit that like for me. It's amazing what you could do with a group of people. I'm telling you. So I'm not putting nothing, especially with what our ancestors did. This is why they don't want us to see nothing and want us to see what our ancestors did, because we'll be like, oh man, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get this done. They put all of this negativity and divisive strategy so we don't want to just take over. Leave that ego and pride behind. Yeah, we got to leave the ego and pride behind, bro. That's what hold us back. But they sell those like I read a book by a Black author. It was a kid's book. I read it to my kid, and it was saying how it wasn't even no negative energies like in the world. Everybody was happy. Nobody had negative thoughts. And then, somebody wanted to make money or wanted to steal from a community or colonize. So they just put these like negative thoughts in people's minds. And that's when you had jealousy and you got all of these sins that they created to pretty much take down civilizations that was just so positive. Like they don't even know of negative stuff. Like they don't know of how to be jealous. It just wasn't in their culture. And they like infiltrated this stuff in our culture. It was just sad to me. That's what's missing from the equation. We need FBA independent funded projects. We invest in our own funds. Exactly. Yeah. We can't keep begging people to hire me, please. I'm Black. Hire me. I deserve to work. Like, bruh, I'm so sick of people wanting us to do that. Like, I had enough of this, bro. Stop. We not begging people to be working into their organizations and their cultures. They stealing from our culture. They're going in our culture, our rap, our music, our art. They stealing from our stuff. So we don't need to be begging nobody to work and to get things done. Now, I understand we gotta do what we gotta do for right now, but we don't need to be thinking in a mindset like that, bro. We came from creators and builders and ancestors that was great. So yeah, we do need to strategize online, and I'm gonna get y'all something that y'all could busy. I see. I'm gonna get you something that where y'all could where we could do that, but it's like at some point, yeah, we got to start strategizing. I don't be wanting to say too much on here because I don't want to stop my community with y'all because they be blocking people on messages. So I want to say just enough so y'all know what I'm talking about, and I don't want to have to be like into the controversial stuff, so it'll block off our ways of connection, of communicating. So I'm with you on that, because I'd be like, I really be wanting to go and say a lot more, but I'd be like, you know what? I don't want to get kicked off of YouTube. But, and this was a good talk with y'all for the night. But yeah, we got to strategize online. Help me out, Nikki P. Let's come up with some stuff where we can strategize online. And I got some things, but they're just like, I don't know. I can't think of a safe site, but I'm always paranoid anyway. I'm not the guy to ask. I'm gonna think everything is the Fed. So, but I do want to speak in us to get these strategies out. I don't want to keep being scared of these people. Like at some point, you know, I don't want to give everybody our game neither. But I am gonna have a Discord for y'all for tomorrow that we can. I mean, a Patreon. We got to start something. We got to do something and figure out how we can get independent and, you know, we can spread, and we could just get people off YouTube to go there, but you got to be certified, verified. You got to get on the oath. I pledge to the ancestors, whatever, and you know you won't do any treason and got any culturals that trying to infiltrate our information. So I think that's a start though, Nikki P. Strategizing offline. Everybody got to say the oath. You know, let them know to sign an agreement that if you get caught doing anything that's treason to the culture, you should be punished. We got to come up with our own punishment. But yeah, we're going to keep this moving, man. I appreciate y'all support. I appreciate y'all tapping in with me. I appreciate y'all just taking time out of what y'all was doing to get some synergy going. And let's get some momentum back with us getting back on track. All money in. Do whatever you can to try to make sure that you supporting you know, our businesses. And if you got to drive down the street, you know, no Chinese stores, we ain't doing no corner stores. And you tell your brothers and sisters, we need to get a corner store in the hood. Then we used to have, like, when I grew up in my neighborhood, we had her name was called, dang, I can't think of her name right now, but we had storehouses where we go to the storehouse in the community and we shop with them. We got to go back to that. Salute, Trail Jackson. What's good, man? We on for tomorrow. Appreciate you for tapping in with me. I know y'all be working, man, and be tapping in with me. I appreciate that, for real. A lot of y'all be having to go to work in the morning and tap in with me and be staying up late just to have these conversations. So it's important for us to have this good synergy with our people. It's like we used to go to church for that. We go to church and we go to there just to get good synergy with the people. And you be feeling like, man, what the heck? The preacher is a Democrat? What's going on, bro? Now you talking nonsense. All money in, for real. Yeah, all money in. Pickle eggs and freeze cup. Man, you know what I'm talking about, man. How they used to do it in the Gov. Shout out to Black Boy Wonder Uncut. Straight out the Gov. Pickle eggs and freeze cups. Man, that's South if you had to tap in. Yeah, man, we trying to get this done. I appreciate everybody checking me in the comment sections, getting me right. That's what family do. They tell you the things that's going to help you and push you. They don't just tell you, you know what I mean? They're going to tell you the truth that's going to help you and push you. They're not trying to, they don't care about anything else but saying what's right. But our people need to have the constructive dialogue with each other for a peace of mind. Exactly. Like, I trust my people. You know, like when Nikki P wrote that on my video, she was like, man, we got to keep away from saying concentration camp for the Democrat. I already trusted it. I felt the energy. I trusted what she's saying was solid. And we got to be able to constructively, you know, Because some of us are nervous. We'll be thinking people the police, and sometimes we'll get into each other. But we got to understand that we've been infiltrated so much that we just trying to figure out who's really for us. And you do that by your actions, how you speak to your brothers and sisters. So it ain't nothing wrong with somebody just giving you a little construct. I love it. That's real family. That's real love to me. You don't really love me for real if you're not gonna tell me, hey man, watch out, it's something that's going on right here, or you trying to get me straight in a positive way. I don't feel like you ain't really family for real. For real. Yeah, this was an amazing talk though. Petros, ICE in Tennessee. Yeah, ICE been everywhere. Are you talking about ICE, the people that's going in arresting people? Or are you talking about snow ICE? Oh, that's what y'all called them in Tennessee. Y'all called them Petros and Ices. Okay, I got you. We called them Ices. We called them Ices down here too, but we called them freeze cups. Freeze cups, Ices. But we ain't never called nothing Petros though. We don't know what the Petros is. FBA lineage only, and we're checking lineage paperwork. That's what I'm saying. We gotta just like the mafia. You had to be the same way you have to be FBA lineage for real. You gotta have that paperwork, bro. Cause that's what it's gonna be. That's gonna be the next hustle. Cause we're gonna get popping so much that people gonna want to be FBA, because we're gonna have everything set up to where it's like FBA gonna be solid. So now we're gonna have the people that's trying to pimp FBA to get to a higher level. But shout out to Dave Young for that. I'm telling you, God is speaking to us, man. God in the chat room, like, look, I got y'all busy, I see. I'm proud of what you're doing on the platform. Keep up the good work and positive vibes, man. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate you for acknowledging and supporting it, man. Because y'all definitely tapping in. It gives me more energy to keep going with this. But we definitely need it. We need it, man. I'd rather do stuff like this and talk to y'all and discuss how we moving forward than entertain myself, to be real. Like, I would rather talk to my people and come up with a plan and strategize and game plan and scheme on how we gonna make moves. Like, that's what I'm really interested in. So shout out to everybody just follow me. Follow me on it. But yeah, me and Trev gonna be on tomorrow, getting it in. Yeah, we X'd out DJ Academics. I was sickening to hearing what he had going on. That just was crazy to me. But I'm happy to get him up out of here. But anybody else that crosses us, that just not on to what we own, we gotta let the public know that don't support them. This is an abomination to human. Like, we gotta stand on something because it's getting too crazy. It's getting too wild. She said, yeah, support Black businesses. Yep, and we gotta create them too. I'm tired of the disrespect of these politicians using the terror that our ancestors suffered through to compare to what the other communities are going through. Exactly. Like how they try to put Blacks, Hispanics, like they'll try to put all of us, like we all went through the same struggle. Like, that's the disrespectful when they do that, bro. Definitely, man. Next live, I want to do a schedule where I'm thinking of doing like Friday, Saturday, Sunday when I do lives, and have each day for something, to where we doing something on each of those days until we can get it, till we get enough support where we can push this channel full time, and it could be a network where we doing content, building businesses. We just got everything put together. But that would be great. Yeah. So we can accomplish things and get some stuff going. But it's looking, listen, the future is looking mighty bright, man. I got some smart, amazing people. Y'all been tapping into the chat, telling me different ideas. I just sent over the Claude Anderson Powernomics to another brother who said he's trying to put something together so we can have a UNISEC structure. It's just like, it's a good time to be FBA right now, and to have a group of people that you connected with, that your culture, that you're trying to unite with and do big things. It's definitely look good for us, because everything is falling. Everything don't look like, the music industry, Hollywood. It just looks like they done politicized it too much, that it just looks like nobody really wants to be a part of it. That's when we can create our own. But yeah, guys, we're going to be doing the podcast tomorrow. We're going to be going over Powernomics. Claude Anderson. Claude Anderson is similar to our greats. We have to give him his flowers while he is here. He's no different from the greats that did things. Okay. He is that guy right now that's like, the X, the Malcolm X and them people, because he's going straight with economics. He giving us the game, like, look, this is how we do it from a financial standpoint. So we got to start, giving him his flowers, letting people know he's getting older of age. I think he's in his 80s, but he's put his work down trying to spread his message since he was, been out here. And a lot of people haven't been putting him on the same pedestal as our leaders, but he's been putting it down. So I got to credit a lot of him, hearing him talk, a lot to do with what I wanted to do, and, have that same kind of energy. So we're going to be giving him his praise tomorrow. Doctor, he's a doctor too, Dr. Claude Anderson. Because we do got people that ain't never crossed over, never switched over, stayed on business. They ain't that type of guys. And these are the people that I want to be highlighting and celebrating on my channel. The real ones, the ones that's 10 toes down, that people overlook, they don't see, they don't give them their credit. Like, I want to be an exposure of brothers and sisters that, will stand on business and lose everything for the respect of their people and just to progress their people further. It's like, that's the people that we need to start seeing that energy. She put, we need to establish who our special skilled members are, like attorneys, the IT specialists. Yeah. Financial pros. Yeah. Exactly. We do. And if not, we need to get into skill share. Sometimes the jobs that we've been having for so long, that it's knowledge in there, and we just got to push you towards to what's needed for us. Like you saying, attorneys, ITs, we have to push our kids too, like the younger generation, down these paths. We know that is opportunities that we need, but we got to get into tech. We got to get into, some of the new age stuff, because we kind of we're behind. Look at Pete Backs. We need a black think tank. Yeah. Yeah, we need our black think tank. But we need to know that, and we can start with us, guys. We can start with just with what we got, what we know, and we can kind of just, get knowledgeable to try to get us, or we can get the people, like I can see us getting the people that fit this narrative. Lawyers, specialists, anybody who are specialists in something like welding, like, you know, building, you know, like war, like anything, any specializations, we need to know who all our people are. But I'm with you on that. We probably got to have a day for that. But man, we're going to keep pushing. As long as y'all keep coming to the chats, we keep speaking and keep putting all our knowledge together in one database into our black think tank. We're going to pull some great things out of it. I guarantee it. Yeah, we need to move in silence. It's hard too, though, to move in silence. That's what we got to come up with, how we going to move in silence. I'm all for moving in silence too. I want to make sure we move in there. So that'll be what we can be discussing. How we can have that black think tank and what. Because I don't know of no site that's just, I can't think of nothing, man, that ain't been. And only thing I can think of, it is a phone company that they say, a dude that marketed to me about it. He said it's a phone that you can get that like it can't be hacked or something like that. But we're going to keep pushing and keep trying, y'all. We're going to figure it out. The Most High going to give us the information. Everything's coming. We just got to keep seeking for it. The Most High going to bless us. So, man, I appreciate y'all. I think that's it. All money in, all money in. We're going to keep pushing that, keep stressing that. As much as you can, just as much as you can. That's all. Till we get things on track. So, make sure y'all check out our live tomorrow. Let me know about some I like how somebody gave me some topics on some videos that I can do. I forget what it was, but I'm gonna keep that in mind. Bring it up. What you said that I need to do a video on. I'm gonna look into it, but I was trying to bring up what y'all was saying. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do a video on some stuff, community events. Yeah. We don't even have to rewrite anything. It's like our ancestors already had perfect scenarios that work. They just got infiltrated and destroyed. So we just got to move in silence, rebuild it, and just have a good times with our people, man. That's what I can't wait to have, a good time with my people. So, and remember, y'all, we still trying to come up with something too for us to meet up. We said Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know where everybody at. Let me know where everybody at. But we was thinking Atlanta, Georgia. That kind of may be the best, to probably be at a point where we can put the phones away and meet up somewhere and talking in a closed environment like once a month. But we're going to figure it out, family. But I'm about to get out of here. I love and appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all share. Make sure y'all, try to get more people into knowing what we doing and supporting each other, loving each other. For real. Good night to all our lovely brothers and sisters. And I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Catch y'all tomorrow. We're going to keep it all money in, and we're going to keep the unity. And what else did homie say? We need unity and trying to quote you right. I don't want to misquote you. Well, I misquoted him. I can't find him. Well, he said we need the unity and something else. We'll just start with the unity. But peace and love, man. Appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good night. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace and love.